We'll be starting with the problem number 32. We have already started with pyramids. So now in pyramids, there is a special case where you'll be studying with slant edge and slant face. So what do you mean by slant edge and slant face? Okay, you know that this is a square pyramid. Okay, so in the square pyramid, there are 4 slant faces. See, this is a slant face. If you keep the pyramid like this, okay, this is a slant face. Okay, there is another slant face, this one, and 4 slant faces we have. Fine. Okay. Similarly, slant edges. This is one of the edge. Okay, this is one of the edge. 2, 3, and 4. Okay, these are the 4 slant edges which are there in the triangle pyramid. Okay, sorry, square pyramid. Similarly, when you take the pentagon, okay, in pentagon, how many slant faces are there? There are 5 slant triangular faces. See, this is a triangle, right? So like this, we have 5 triangular faces. So one face, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And after that, we have slant edges also. How many edges we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 edges. Okay, slant. These are slant edges. The conditions in this problems which we will be solving now will be like this. So this is a condition. Okay, this screenshot I'll be sending you. Okay, in the class groups. Okay, either it will be resting on the HP. You'll be placing this pyramid on horizontal plane. Okay, but you're not inclining it. Previous problem which we have solved is inclined. Okay, first you'll be placing on HP, then with respect to HP you'll incline like this. So it was like this. You'll place on HP like this. Okay, after placing on HP, what you used to do is you'll incline with HP at some particular angle. Now it is not like that. So you'll be placing on HP with respect to one of the corner or edge depending on what condition he has given you. After that, what you'll do is you'll incline it like this. That means it is not inclining. You're placing either triangular face on HP or this edge. Okay, one of the slant edge you'll place on HP. Okay, with respect to one of the edge you'll place it, or with respect to one of the face you'll place it on your horizontal plane. Okay, so similarly in case of a triangle also, triangular pyramid. Okay, I mean pentagon pyramid. The pentagon pyramid also, you'll be placing the pentagon pyramid on HP with one of the triangular face, or you'll be placing or you can place this pentagon on horizontal plane with respect to one of the slant edge. This is a slant edge, so it will be like this. Okay, that's the slant edge you'll be placing like this. So if you want to see in the front view will place a triangle like this, triangular pyramid. The pyramid you'll place it on HP with one of the slant edge. Okay, these are the 2 conditions which will be given. Okay, coming to the problem will be like this. A square pyramid of base side 35 mm. Okay, the side of the pyramid is 35 mm. Okay, and height is 60 mm. See this side. The side is given how much? 35, and the total height of this one pyramid is given is how much? 60. Okay, 60 length. It is resting on HP. Okay, listen, he has given 2 conditions. From this point to this point, we will be having 2 conditions. A square pyramid of side 35 mm of base, axis is 60 mm, is resting on HP. Okay, it is resting on HP on one of its slant edge. That means, yes, this is your second condition. One of its slant edge is nothing but your second condition. What will happen? You are supposed to place it like this. Okay, this is your slant edge. You keep the pyramid on HP. After that, you're supposed to place it with one of the slant edge. Okay, that means what should be your first condition? Okay, imagine if you place with respect to the edge, and if you rotate like this, do you think it will be placed on the HP on slant edge? No. If you want to place it on HP with respect to one of the slant edge, then the pyramid should be kept like this. Okay, with respect to one of the corner. If you place it with respect to one of the corner, then when you start inclining or placing it on HP, you'll be placing on one of the slant edge. Okay, based on this, one of its slant edge, based on this condition, you'll be deciding whether it is a edge resting or whether it is a corner resting. Okay, so you'll be deciding on second condition, that is one of its slant edge. See, this tabular column I'll be giving you. If in the problem he says that a square pyramid, okay, is resting on HP with one of the slant face, then the first condition will be existing. If he says it is resting on HP with one of the slant face, okay, these conditions you have to follow. Okay, this I'll just send you after the class. You will directly go to the problem. The problem says a square pyramid of side 35 mm is placed on HP with one of the slant edge. If it has to be slant edge, the first condition, okay, the first condition should be with respect to your corner. Okay, draw a pentagon square pyramid with respect to corner. Okay, first that what you will be doing is, so first you draw the diagonal. Okay, keep your protractor at any one particular point. You'll be drawing a square pyramid with respect to one of the corner. With respect to one of the corner, you'll be drawing it. So keep your protractor here. Measure 45 on either side. So it will be from this point, it will be 45 degrees. Now what you'll be doing is you'll be joining it. Okay, join it. So at any one particular point, okay, with your protractor, measure 45 degrees on either side. Okay, then draw that line and construct the square pyramid which is resting on what corner. What is the side? He has given you 35. Take 35 in your compass. Take 35 in compass and cut an arc on both the side. Again, square pyramid which is resting on one of its corner. See, this is not the top view. Imagine if you placed your pyramid like this. Okay, if you placed your pyramid like this, so what you can see from the top, you can see this 4 slant edges. This 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 slant edges is visible for the observer from the top view. That is why this won't be your top view. Okay, this is almost like a top view of a prism. So if a top view of the pyramid, if you are supposed to draw it, this slant edge is visible for the observer. That is why this points, you'll be making it dark. You understood? See, these two, you should make it dark. Okay, in the previous problems also, when you're doing a pyramid, you should say this should be dark, because when you place a pyramid like this, when you look from the top, this slant 4 edges is visible for the observer. Okay, the top view is done. Okay, measure the length. The length which he has given you is, okay, the length he has given you is 35. The side length, the base side length is given you as 35. Show the 35. And after that, okay, mark the points. Okay, you know that in this case, marking the points will be easy. I'll start with this corner. Okay, let this be A, B, C, and D. That is A, B, C, and D. And we have a pyramid's axis also. So this axis will be in the middle. Okay, so that also will mark. Let this be point A. It will be B, C, okay, and D. So this is all the 4 points. Okay, you have to mark it. Fine. Now, what will be about the axis? It will be O and O1. The axis will be O to O1. The top view is done. We will draw the front view. See, the top view of the pyramid is like this when you kept it with respect to corner. What will be your front view? The front view, when you rotate like this is your front view. The front view of the pyramid will look like this. You can see this edge, 1, 2, 3 edges is visible for the observer. This sketch, we will be drawing it here. Okay, you project it, you project the lines. First you draw the height. The height is how much? 6 boxes, that is 6 mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Then from the 2 of the corners, extend it. Extend the projection lines and join the front view. Complete the front view. This is one of the slant edge. And then another slant edge. See, this is the third edge. You are placing with respect to the corner. You're placing with respect to the corner. Okay, so this will be the view. 1, 2, 3. the front view will look like this. Okay, this is the front view of the pyramid and the top view of the pyramid. Okay. Now mark the points. Okay, mark the points. So this point will be what? To mark these points, the observer will be looking from this side. Okay, so what will be this point? This point will be A. Okay, this point is D and this point is C. B is behind the observer. Okay, B is behind the observer. Now what will happen? This will be your point O dash, O1 dash. I'm writing the axis first. Then later from this point to this point is nothing but A dash. Okay, here you'll be having D dash. Okay, and behind you'll be having B dash, which is not visible for the observer. And this point will be a C dash. See, that is like this. A, O dash to A dash, O dash to D dash. This is O dash to C dash. And in the behind you have O dash to D dash. Okay, which is not, sorry, B dash, which is not visible for the observer. The second condition, what he's telling is, okay, this one, this triangle, pyramid, okay, it should be resting on HP. You have to rest it on HP with one of the slant edge. Okay, this pyramid, you'll be inclining it like this. Fine. So how to draw that? First, what you will do is, you mark the point C. Okay, that is C dash, you just mark it. I'll tell you, see, so this is the point C dash. Okay, this is the point C dash. I'll fix the C dash and I'll rotate the pyramid like this, such that this slant edge will come on the XY line. Okay, this slant edge will come on the XY line. That is nothing but your HP. That is the second condition which he has given you. Okay, now point C dash is fixed. From C dash to O dash, you just measure. C dash to O dash, you measure and cut an arc. This will be a point O dash. And after that, you measure the length from C dash to A dash, C dash to A dash, you cut an arc. And after that, this is O dash to A dash. Measure from O dash to A dash and complete the triangular pyramid. That is this one. C dash to, again, we have this point A dash. So C dash to, this is your point A dash. Fine. Join this. Join it. And we need the midpoint also. Okay. You just measure the midpoint length. Measure the midpoint length and cut an arc. And finish that midpoint also. That's all. This is your second condition. Mark the points. This is my O dash. So this is my C dash here. The pyramid was like this. Okay, you have inclined the pyramid in such a way that one of the slant edge is on HP. Okay, one of the slant edge is on HP. See, it is like this. The front view of the pyramid was like this. Second condition, what is saying that you have to rest this pyramid on HP with one of the slant edge. So what I'll do is this one I am rotating like this. So when I rotate like this, what you can see, this what you have written here. Okay, this case you have inclined, one of the slant edge will come on HP with one of the slant edge. That slant edge is nothing but O to C. So this one is placed on XY line. First you'll be measuring this length from one particular point, that is your mark C dash, and you cut O dash, and you'll complete this triangle pyramid. Okay, now we'll draw the top view. So we'll draw the top view. We just drop the lines, extend the lines down. Okay, so I given the O dash. So now, okay, so we'll start joining, and even this point also, the midpoint. Extend this midpoint also. We'll be extending from all the four corners. This is your point D dash, O1 dash, and D dash, which is in your bracket. Now the point A dash is coming from here and the point A is coming from here. So join it. So this will be your A. Again, similarly, the point is B is coming from here. The point B is coming from here. So you'll be joining it. Okay. So this will be a point B. Similarly, the point C dash is coming from here. Okay, the point C dash is coming from here, and C, this will be a point C, and finally D. Join D also. So this will be a point D. Okay, and this O dash. Okay, so it is nothing but O dash will be having of the base. So this will be a O1, and you extended the point that is apex O dash. That also you mark it in your top view. So this will be a point O. Fine. Erase the extra lines. Now, how do you draw the top view? See, in the front view, the pyramid was placed like this. Then what he has told us, you have to place the pyramid on one of the slant edge. So after that, after placing it like this, so in the top view I'll show. The top view, if you keep it like this, okay, the top view of the pyramid is like this. After that, when you incline in with respect to one of the slant edge, if you incline with respect to one of the slant edge, okay, this is what it is visible. Okay, the base is visible. So here, A, B, C, and D is visible for the observer. First, you make this as thick. A, B, C, D, you make this as thick. Okay, see here. First condition, it was like this. Second condition, you incline like this. So now from the top view, what you can see? Can you see this base? Yes or no? Okay, this base is visible for the observer. Fine. 1, 2, 3 edges is visible for the observer. So that is nothing but A to O, okay, B to O, and D to O is visible for the observer. And what about C to O? Okay, there is one more edge. On that edge only, this is placed. This pyramid is placed. Okay, it is placed like this. So after it inclined, okay, it is placed on OC. Okay, so there is one more edge which is not visible for the observer from the top view. Okay, so that will be dotted. So the dotted line is only from C to A, only this much. Okay, so finally, the third condition. Coming to the third condition, what he has given you. Draw the projections of the pyramid when axis is inclined. Okay, you know that when the axis is inclined, so what is the third condition? You'll be getting an apparent inclination. Okay, you'll be getting an apparent inclination. So he's telling that the axis is inclined to VP at an angle of 45. Okay. Now, place your protractor here and draw 45-degree angle. So you can take it bit down, or you can take it from here only. Okay, keep your point here, measure 45 degrees. Measure 45 degrees. Okay, and draw that the 45-degree line. Okay, so what he has told, okay, the first axis, what is the first axis length? 60 mm. The first axis length is how much? 60 mm. So we have here 60 mm. He is telling the first axis same length. First axis is inclined at an angle of 45. Okay, so first axis is inclined at an angle of 45. Now what I'll do is I'll measure the first axis length, that is 60. We'll take 60 in your compass. So from any one particular point, cut an arc. Okay, so this will be a point O dash. Okay, and this will be a point O1. Okay, let this be in bracket. Now, where is the second axis? Where can you find the second axis? The second axis you can find in the top view of the second condition. So this will be your second axis length. So this is your first axis. Okay, in the second axis, what will happen? The length is reduced. Okay, now what you're doing is this pyramid you are placing it here. So that is why you'll be taking the second axis measurement, that is O to O1. You can see the O to O1 measurement. I'll be taking it from O. Sorry, we forgot to draw the locus at the point O1. Okay, you'll be drawing the locus. Then you will measure the second axis length. You measure the second axis length from the point O, cut an arc, and from the point O, join this join the, so this will be your O1 and extend it back and find the beta angle. Extend it back and find the beta angle. The first angle was 45 degrees. Okay, what is the second measurement? We'll just find out. The beta angle will be getting 51 degrees. Okay, you'll be getting 51 degrees. So beta will be 51 degrees. So here you will be getting 51 degrees. Now we have to construct this top view here. We already have a point O1. You have the point O1 here, right? Forget about the line 45 degrees. Forget about the line 45 degrees. You have the point O1. Do you have the point O here? Yes. These 2 points we have. On the same line, you'll be getting C and A. What I'll do is, okay, on the same line, you'll be getting C and A. Extend this beta angle line. Extend the beta angle line. Now measure from O to C. Measure from O to C. From O to C, you cut an arc. This will be a point C. And opposite to that, you will be getting A. See, this is my point A and this is my point C. So you already have the point O1 here. Okay, O1 to A and O1 to C, because it will be on the same line. Fine. Which is the other point which we need? B. And we need D. Okay, by using arc method, A to B. Measure from A to B. You see here, A to B and C to B both are same. So what I'll do is A to B, one arc I'll cut, again C to B. So this will be a point B. Similarly, the opposite side, okay, that is A to D and C to D. A to D and C to D. So this will be a point D. Join it and construct the pyramid. So by arc method, you'll be doing it, and you'll be drawing the slant edge. Draw the slant edge, that is from the point O dash, you join all the 4 corners. O dash to B, O dash to D, O dash to A, and from the point A to C, say from the point A to C, the same sketch we are inclined at an angle of how much? 45 degrees, and we have found out the beta angle also, which will be getting 51. Okay, from the point A to C, it will be dotted. Okay, don't forget to draw dotted lines here. The same sketch you have inclined. There will be no changes in the hidden lines. So it will be dotted. Okay, after that, we'll be doing front view. The same procedure which we did for prisms. First, these lines, extend these lines parallel to XY line. From the point A dash, I extended. Again, the axis, I'll be extending it. Okay, so now I'll start from the point A. I'll start from the point A to A dash. A dash is coming from here. A is coming from here. So this will be your A dash. So B. Okay, and the point B dash is coming from here. You just stop wherever it coincides. So this will be a point D dash. Okay, and C. This is your point C. C dash is coming from here. Join it. So it will be on XY line only. Okay, so this will be a point C dash, and D. Extend the point D also. So when you're drawing, see that you draw a parallel lines. Okay, so D. So the point D dash is coming from here. So this will be your point D dash. Okay, have you missed the axis? Yes, this is your point O. Here you'll be having O1. Extend this O1 also. Okay, so O1 is coming from here. So this will be a point O1 dash. And finally the apex, that is O dash. Okay, don't forget the O dash. Extend the O dash also. See here, the O dash is coming from here. You should remember. See the apex O dash. Okay, here also we have O dash. So this should get coincided. So be careful. So this should be coincided. So it will be on XY line. See the O dash is coming from here. Actually, this is O. Okay, the O is coming from here. This will be the coinciding point of the axis, which will be O dash. Now, what you'll be doing is, you will be joining the base, that is A dash, B dash, C dash, and D dash. Okay, you'll be joining the base. It is A to B, A to B, B to C, C to D, and D to A. You complete the base. After completing the base, then you start joining A dash to O dash, that is the slant edge. The slant edge, you start joining it. Okay, I'm repeating this. First, you're supposed to complete the base. Okay, after that, you're supposed to do the slant edge. Now, I'll start joining from A dash to O dash. See, from A dash to O dash, it is getting coincided with the point D dash also. That is called with the corner D dash. So I may get straight line. Okay, so I may get straight line. See, this D dash is getting coincided. Okay, if you get gap in your problem, that is okay. Okay, that is done. Again, D dash to O dash is also joined. Now, what about B dash to O dash? Okay, when I start joining from B dash to O dash, remember, it will cut one of the edge and it is passing through inside of the square. Okay, then what it will become? It will become hidden. It will become hidden and will be dotted lines. And finally, C dash to O dash. C dash to O dash. And this is the final view. I'll be showing in the front view. You can see the front view, the pyramid is placed like this. First condition. The second condition, which we have drawn here. The second condition, okay, he is told to incline the pyramid with respect to one of the slant edge on, okay, we have placed it with respect to one of the slant edge on HP. Then the third condition, he told to incline with respect to VP at an angle of 45. The axis is inclined. So what will happen? The final view will be getting like this. So this is the first condition, second condition, third condition is like this. Okay, so this will be your third condition. Condition is same. In the previous problem, okay, what we did is in the previous problem, it is resting with respect to one of the slant edge. So in this problem, we'll be doing with respect to one of the slant triangular face. Okay, that is nothing but this is your slant triangular face. Fine. Okay, you can copy the question. I'll read the question. It is a square pyramid of base side is 35. Okay, the base side which is given you is 35 and the height is given you as 65. Okay, we'll make this height as 60. Let the height be 60. Okay, and so height is 60. It is resting on HP with one of the slant triangular face. So in this problem, you can see the previous problem which we did. It is resting on HP with one of the slant edge. Now what will happen? It should rest on HP. Okay, you have to restrict this pyramid on HP with one of the slant triangular face. That means it should be which resting? It should be existing or corner resting? It should be existing. Okay, see in this problem he is not given whether it is existing or corner resting. Based on the slant triangular face or slant edge, you should decide whether it should be existing or it should be corner resting. Fine. Again, the last condition is given is when draw the projections of the pyramid when axis appears to be. Okay, when you come across this word appears, so what does that mean? So there will be no apparent inclination, there will be no beta angle in this case. Directly we have to incline the angle of 45. Okay, so we'll start drawing this. So this will take less time. We have a square pyramid whose base length is 35. I'll try to draw it fast. Listen. Draw the XY line. Your X, Y, BP, HP. Fine. It is a square pyramid of side 35 mm. So just directly start drawing 35 mm. The base side it is given you as 35 mm. Okay, I'm drawing it as edge resting. Okay, I told you why it is edge resting. The second condition says, okay, you have to place this pyramid on HP with respect to triangular face. If it has to be placed on HP with respect to triangular face, which resting it should be? Obviously, it has to be with respect to the edge resting. So that is why we are drawing on edge resting. Okay. How does the top view look? You're placing it with respect to edge resting. The top view, how it will look? You can see 1, 2, 3. All the 4 okay slant edges is visible for the observer. So how does the top view look? It will be thick. This is how the top view will look. Fine. Okay, understanding? So you measure show the dimensions. The side length is how much? 35. Okay, this is 35, which is given you. Fine. And we'll mark the points. Okay. So let this be point A, B, C, and D. Let this be A, B, C, and D. And what about the apex? Let this be O. Okay, let this be point O, and the bottom will be an O1. That is nothing but your axis. Okay, so this is O and O1. Okay, that is nothing but your axis. The top view is done. We'll draw the front view. Extend the apex. The height of the pyramid is given 60. So what will happen? We will be able to see the axis now. So I'll draw the axis directly. It is thin and chain line. Okay, it is a thin and chain line. What is the height? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. And complete the front view. Complete the front view. So this will be the front view of the square pyramid, which is resting on your edge. Fine. So the top view is like this. Okay, and the front view, what will happen? The pyramid front view is like this. Okay, so this you can see. You can see one of the slant triangular face. Okay, and the axis is visible for the observer. That is why it is a thin thin chain line. Okay, now the axis is shown as O dash and O1 dash. When observer is looking from this direction, he can see D. You can see the point D and C. That is why it will be, this point will be D dash and this point will be C dash. Behind that we have which point? It is B dash, which is in bracket. Behind D dash we have A dash, which is in bracket. Okay, the first condition is done. Show the height. Show the dimensions. The height which I given you is 60. So this length will be 60. Fine. What is the second condition? You have to place this pyramid on HP. Okay, that means you have to rotate this so that this triangular face will be on HP. Okay, it is like this. First, you have like the pyramid is like this in the front view. So what is telling is you have to place this pyramid on HP in this manner. Okay, so the front view will get rotated like this. Okay, this will be your second condition. Okay, fine. Now I'll fix this point. Another point, I'll fix it. That is nothing but this point. I'm rotating the pyramid like this. Okay, so this will be a second condition. I'll fix the point C dash and B dash. Let this be C dash and point B dash. Let it be here. Okay, so you measure the slant length of the pyramid from C dash to B dash, cut an arc. We'll be getting here O dash. So this is your point C dash in bracket B dash, and complete this triangle. Measure from C dash to D dash. Measure from C dash to D dash, cut an arc. Again, you measure from D dash to O dash and complete the triangle. Complete the triangle. Fine. So which will be this point? This point will be your A dash in bracket and D dash. Okay. The condition is like this. Okay. It was front view like this. Second condition is trying to incline like this. Okay. So this is what we are trying to draw. Complete the front view. Second condition, front view completed. And we have axis also. We have to show the axis. Measure this length of the axis in the front view. This is the length of the axis in the front view, and cut an arc and show the axis also. Axis is a thin chain line. Okay, this is your O1 dash. Fine. Now we'll be drawing the top view. Okay, the same condition. Extend this line from A to B. Again, extend the line from C to D, and even the axis. Extend the axis line also. Fine. We'll start from point A dash. The point A dash is coming from here. So this will be a point A dash, and extend it down, you'll be getting the point D dash also. A dash and D dash, when you extend it, you'll get 2 points. And similarly, you extend C to B. C to B also extended. So let this be point. So the C dash is coming from here. Okay. And B dash is also coming from here. B is coming from here. So this will be a point B. Sorry, this is A, not A dash. So this will be a point A, this will be a point B, C, and D. And the axis also, extend axis line also. So this will be a point O1. And the apex, extend the apex. Okay, the point O dash is coming from here, the point O is coming from here. So this will be a point O. And complete the sketch. See here, how does it look? So when you place it like this, the first condition. The second condition, when you incline, okay, with respect to, I mean, you place with respect to one triangular face, this is your second condition. So what can you see? When you're looking from the top, can you see this base edge? Okay, the 4 edges of the base, can you see? Yes, that is nothing but your A to B, B to C, to B, B to C, and C to D. This edge is visible for the observer. See, this is the condition. When you're looking from the top, can you see this box? Yes, we have drawn. Okay, and only these 2 edges is visible for the observer. So now we'll start joining the longer edges. That is from the point O to A is visible for the observer. Again, from the point O to D is visible for the observer. O to A is visible for the observer. Now you start joining from O to B. See, when you start joining from O to B, so it will start cutting this edge. So when you start cutting this edge, that means it will be hidden. Similarly, from O to C, you start joining from O to C. When you start joining from O to C, okay, even this will be cutting one of the edge, then it will become what? Dotted. Fine. What about the axis? You have to show the axis also. In this case, the axis is visible. Whereas in the previous problem, the axis is not visible for the observer. So what will happen? The axis also is supposed to show here. That is O to O1. It is a thin and chain line. It is a thin and chain line. What is the third condition? The third condition is we have given you as the axis appears to be inclined at an angle of 45 degrees. So when you come across this word appears, there is no apparent inclination. Okay, we won't be getting any beta angle here. So directly the axis O to O1 directly you incline at an angle of how much? 45 degrees. Place your protractor here and measure 45 degrees with respect to your BP. Okay. Measure 45 degrees with respect to your VP. That is the third condition. With VP, it is inclined at an angle of, axis is inclined at an angle of 45, which is given you. Join it. Okay. Now we'll directly take this second condition top view axis, that is O to O1. O to O1. Okay. So you mark the points. This is your point O, and this is your point O1. Okay, this top view should come here at an angle of how much? 45. Okay, so there is no apparent inclination in this case. So what we'll do? So what we'll do is we'll first take the measurement from O to A. That is apex to A. You measure apex to A. Okay, that is O to A. You cut an arc. and after that O1 to A. Okay, you take O1 to A, that is this one. We'll be getting the point A. Fine. Similarly, you measure O to D, measure O to D, and after that O1 to D. Measure from O1 to D. So you'll be getting the point D here. Okay. After that, you can take other points, like you can take it from O to A. Okay. You already have O to A here. Okay. Now I'll take the measurement from O to B. I'll take O to B and I'll cut an arc. Similarly, on the other side, O to C, you complete that. Now you take the measurement from D to C, D to C, and A to B, A to B. So this will be your point B, and this will be your point C. Complete the sketch. Okay, complete the sketch. So there will be no changes in the top view. Only thing is what is given is the axis is inclined at an angle of 45. This view should get inclined at an angle of 45. Okay. So the hidden lines and all will remain same. There will be no changes in that. So again from this O to D will be hidden. It will be dotted. Again O to C will be dotted. And what axis? We have to show the axis also. It is a thin and chain line. Axis is a thin and chain line. Fine. Okay. The top view is done. Now you complete the front view by extending the lines. Okay, we'll extend the line from the point one of the corner, that is D. Again from the axis, one more line. Fine. Okay. Now I'll start from the point number A. So point A from the top view, I'll coincide with the front view of A dash. I'll extend it, I'll stop it wherever it coincides. This is my A dash. Okay. Similarly, from the point B, extend the line until it coincides with the point B from the front view. This will be my B dash. And C, extend the line C until it coincides with the front view C dash. Again D. Also extend the line D. So this will be your D dash, and extend the axis also. We're supposed to show the axis. Extend the point axis. This is your O dash of the base. Okay, the base O1 is extended. What about the apex? Okay, we have to extend the apex O dash in the front view and even the top view. So it will be coinciding here. So this will be your O dash. Fine. Now, similar to the previous column, complete the base, that is A dash to B dash, B dash to C dash, C dash to D dash, and A dash. Okay, first you're supposed to complete the base. This you're supposed to follow in all the problems. And after that, what you'll be doing, you'll be joining the longer edges. Which is the longer edge? That is A dash to O, B dash to O, C dash to O dash, and D dash to O dash. So this will be O1 dash, which is V1 dash. I'll start joining from D dash to O dash. It is passing outside. Okay, C2, you can see, observe here, C and D will be on the same line. Okay, it will be on the same line. The only hidden line will be A dash to O dash. The only hidden line will be A dash to O dash. And you have to draw the axis also. That is O dash to O1 dash will be an axis, which is a thin and chain line. Fine.